It was a really snowy Shabbos 27 years ago, 26 years ago, when David and Leah came to our community. There wasn't much happening in shul when people trudged through the snowy streets that hadn't been plowed. And it was then that they fell in love with our community, and we fell in love with them. And since that point in time, David and Leah together have been essential elements to what makes this community so great.
We met David right when we moved in. David and Leah live across the street from us, and they came to visit on our first Shabbat living in our house. Following David followed Leah straight into our house to visit us and say hello, and they have been visiting us and stopping by every Shabbat pretty much ever since for the last decade.
I first met David in the summer of 1990. He and Leah had started dating in freshman year of college, and I was working in Camp Ramon Nyack that summer with a bunch of David's friends from high school. And the two of them came up one night to say hello to everybody. And my first impression of him was, yeah, I'd date him too.
People think of David as quiet, which he is in the best way, but David's really funny. Sometimes I can't even pick up the fact that he's joking. It's kind of in a monotone, but David will give supportive advice and good feedback, but also a little joke, always just in the best sort of humor.
We didn't know when you were stepping into leadership, oh, David's a quiet guy, where will this go? And oh boy, it's gone to such wonderful places.
David is dependable. David is reliable. David is quietly getting things done.
David is always calm, he is always helpful, he is always responsive and receptive to any questions you have or anything you need. He just exudes responsibility. He's that person.
We don't know why he knows everything about the shul, but it's hard to imagine the shul running without him, or whether how to turn on the lights or which key goes to which thing, and David always just knows, and he's just a great number to have in your back pocket when you're here.
David brings some really unique qualities to the job. Among other things, he questions everything. He's really there trying to make things better for the community.
You, for many years, to this day, will come on a Saturday night or a Sunday after Kiddush is over and see what we have in the refrigerator. And you help ensure that the needy receive something good and tasty and healthy on a Sunday evening here in White Plains, because none of us thought about it. We would end up leaving it in the fridge until it had to be thrown out. You are someone who quietly are looking out for all the people around you and just taking note and helping ensure that things aren't missed. And it's a real gift that you have.
I think of David a little bit like Scooter from The Muppet Show or The Muppet Movie. He's quiet and dependable. He's in the background half the time, and he just makes sure that everything happens smoothly, or at least attempts to, while the chaos goes on around him.
I think of David like Samwise Gamgee from Lord of the Rings. He's not the guy up in the front. He's not Frodo. He's not taking all the credit for anything, but without him, nothing would happen.
So if David were a character in a movie, I'm probably dating myself, but I'd put him as Henry Fonda in a 1950s film, 12 Angry Men. Juror number 8, Davis, is a family man, very level-headed, and the only one to dissent from the guilty plea. If you ever see David in a meeting, he runs a meeting in a wonderful way. He's so calm, even-keeled, and it's just it's a pleasure to be part of those meetings.
We're so excited that the shul is honoring both David and Shira. You guys have done so much getting us back into this building, and we're so excited for what you guys get to do for the shul next.
I also want to wish mazel tov to David and Shira. It's really a pleasure to watch them work and to watch their leadership, and we cannot express how much we appreciate all that they've done in the last 2 years and many years before, all the years that they've committed to the shul.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov, David and Shira. Congratulations. You've done such a great job, and we are so happy for you.
David, you are, as I said, a person who feels great responsibility. You want to make a difference in this world and make a difference for our shul, and you have. You are a deeply kind and caring person, and it comes through in everything that you do. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all that you have done and will continue to do for us.
Hello, Hebrew Institute. It is I, your co-president, David Worenklein, coming at you this festive Sunday with your annual gala message. It's been an honor to serve as your co-president these past 22 months. When Shira and I took office, the building was barely under construction, and we were still meeting in backyards. We've come a long way, baby. I want to thank Rabbi Martyr, Rabbanita Tara, Terry, and Herbert for all the work that they've done to keep this shul running. And I want to thank all of our volunteers who have given of their time and energy to make our events and programming run successfully. I want to thank my daughter Eliana, who's inspired me to be the best president and father that I can be. I want to thank my co-president, Shira. Your professionalism and dedication have really allowed me and us to accomplish so much. I value your partnership and your friendship. And I especially want to thank my wife, Leah. Besides being my rock and the love of my life, she is the executive functioning of the shul, and nothing would run without her. I want to thank all of you for your generosity and dedication to the shul. The many accomplishments, too many to list in a 2-minute thank you speech, have really been fantastic. I can't wait to see what the future holds for us. Thank you again for this wonderful honor and for all that you have done to make this shul such a wonderful place. Together, we can make a difference in White Plains and in the world.